I'm Peter, and welcome to another edition of F5 DevCentral's Lightboard Lessons. You may have heard the term layered security as part of an entire defense in-depth concept. Layered security is this idea where you have maybe an antivirus, and then an IDS, and then a firewall. You have multiple layers of security as part of a defense in-depth strategy. And defense in-depth, if you think about the old military solutions like protecting a castle, for instance, you have your first line of warriors, and then if that layer fails, then you got your second line of like cannons and arrows, and then if that layer fails, then you got the moat around the castle, and if for whatever reason the moat fails, then you got the hot oil coming down from the towers, and hopefully that then protects the castle. The one flaw with defense in depth in this layered security is this assumption that one of those layers is going to fail along the way, but that's kind of okay because you have multiple layers. There's also this concept of contextual security, so using metadata or browsing paths or other such activities or behaviors to then make intelligent decisions about security based on the context of the request, for instance. But what if you want to kind of mix the two a little bit together? And so you can do that with BIG-IP ASM's layered policies. And this is available in version 13, BIG-IP ASM. And the whole concept behind layered policies is being able to impose mandatory policy elements to multiple policies. It also allows you to create or update multiple policies with a baseline protection settings, but also be able to quickly update and quickly push out a policy if you need to due to some sort of an attack or whatever. So let's light up a little bit about BIG-IP ASM's layered policies. And what does it look like? So we got our person out here, and he's always smiling because the sun is shining and the birds are flying. And so what you have here is what's called a parent policy. And then over here, we have our child policies. Child policy. And so kind of the first sort of use case in all this is, imposing mandatory policy elements. And so maybe for all of your policies out there, no matter what's in front of, so this one might be your policy for your HR apps. This one might be finance, CE. And so at the parent policy, you set things like HTTP protocol validation and maybe data guard. That's being able to mask sensitive information on the way out. And then you push these to your child policies all at once. And now all the child policies have this mandatory element. All policies have to have this. Now you can also kind of update or create policies with common elements and or settings. So for instance, you have this one, and then maybe on half of them, half the policies, or maybe even all the policies, you want to add something like the ASM attack signatures. And so those become part of the child policies getting pushed from the parent policy, and you manage it all here in the parent policy. And then say that you have a phishing attack going on within your email system, and instantly you want to maybe disable access to executable files because that's what's coming in. And so you can quickly in the parent policy add disallow.exe, quickly push that out in front of your other policies, in front of your applications, and now you're protecting quickly against that kind of attack. If it could be XLS, it could be Word, whatever you want to allow or disallow say by file type. It can also even be kind of user generated based on what the user is doing. And so this kind of allows you to manage these policies here, but then push them down with various layers. And some of the things to keep in mind here is parent policies do not pass traffic. And so these are not assigned to the virtual servers. The parent policy is pretty much strictly, for management, imposing mandatory settings onto the child policies. So it is the child policies that you then attach to your virtual servers, your pool on the back end, because these do pass traffic. Child policies can also either detach or reattach to parent policies. In addition, obviously, you can also say you got, another child, C-H-I-L-D, that's how you spell child, and you got some special thing down here. So all of them have all of the same policy mechanisms tied to them, the same policy elements, but you want to push just something special to this particular child policy, you can do that too. So this, for whatever reason, this has its own individual, like one particular policy mechanism or protection setting. So a little bit about version 13, BIG-IP ASM, layered policies, being able to kind of bundle together, if you will, these ideas of layered security and defense in depth as part of, or layered security as part of an overall defense in-depth strategy, but also, since BIG-IP, the full proxy architecture, having that context and that information to make intelligent decisions, to quickly roll out things based on what's going on to instantly protect your applications. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. If you were at Agility a couple weeks ago in Chicago and got your DevCentral t-shirt, you can turn it inside out. And when you look in the mirror, it's straight on. Maybe that was a little Easter egg hint for you. Thanks for watching. I'm Peter, and we'll see you in the community.